How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Stonehearth, and welcome back to Nerdholm. Things are going very well at the moment. There has been a little bit of time between this episode and the last one. Not a whole bunch, maybe 25, 30 minutes of gameplay-ish, just while I go ahead and mine out the mountain a little bit more and get attacked a few times, which is where this door happened to go. But more importantly, we have another Hearthling that happens to be Kezra right here. I haven't renamed anybody yet. That's going to be probably next episode. We'll go through and rename all of the new Hearthlings. But this brings us up to 14 Hearthlings in total. And I'm actually okay with that because Kezra has level 5 mind, level 6 spirit, which is fantastic. That means that Kezra can be a great crafter. And we have Mega Bodverson right here, who is also pretty much set up to be a good crafter. But more importantly, Shady Fox is finally a Master Mason, finally level 6, which means if I go and tell you to stop building things, which I really don't think I need you doing, which you are currently doing, I've put a couple of little lanterns just over here to light, brighten up the path on the way to the mine. But that should mean that Shady Fox is on the way to collect some ingredients, and if we look at the workshop, we're going to be making that carpenter's bone saw. So one of the other two smart Hearthlings will become a carpenter, meaning we can use wood in all of our construction, which is fantastic. The herbalist has unlocked daylilies. Okay, I have no idea what that means. I'm assuming it's something we can plant, which is great. But my point being, we can now start using wood furniture, wood construction, and all that good stuff. Once Shady Fox has gone ahead and made this carpenter's bone saw, Shady is going to be moving to be a potter, because what we need to do is have, if we look at all the characters here and we look at jobs, basically you need to be a level 2 mason to become a potter. So I'm okay with that. And I think that's the way we're going to go. So Shady Fox, congratulations. You are now going to be going and becoming a potter. And I kind of want to see what your outfit's going to look like for this. So there we go. That's all right. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so now we have to decide who's going to be doing what. I'm kind of thinking that I'm going to say Kezra is going to become the carpenter. And I think we can go and say that Mega is going to become the new mason. So we're going to have a lot of work to do. We're going to have to level up both of them quite considerably. We're going to have to get ourselves some little huts for both of them to work in. So let's immediately go in with some construction and see what we can do. So I want to search for, well, I could start looking at all these other buildings if I wanted to, but I'm kind of thinking we'll go for northern. So we have all of this, and we are going to be looking for a carpenter's turf hovel to begin with. And I'd like this to sort of line up with the other ones. So we'll go for here for the carpenter's turf hovel and build it. We'll go in here and we're looking for, do we have something for a potter? It doesn't really look like it. If I search for potter, we have this basic pottery. We have this one as well. These are some of the more fancy buildings that I can place here. These are all from the Steam Workshop and whatnot. I don't think we're going to be building this anytime soon. I think that might be a little bit of wishful thinking. This one's not so bad though. And honestly, I mean, I don't know what it needs, but I might go for it. Honestly, I really might, and just see how it goes, I guess. Or maybe we build this over here. Maybe we start putting some stuff over on this hill. That might be kind of interesting. So the potter would live way, way over this way, which is really out of the way, but it could be a more permanent fixture than what we have so far. I don't want to build anything here because that's kind of like I want to put like a town square type thing here, but I guess, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I could place it, not like it, delete it, and move it. I think that's probably what'll happen. But let's just take out these trees so I can get a little bit closer to this corner, and we'll try it out. We'll see if we can build it. At the very least, we'll get the carpenter going. And I suppose, even before any of that, we should probably get a potter's kiln going. We should probably get the molding bench, and we should get ourselves the potter's wheel. The carpenter should get the workbench and the splitting block, and I'm going to move both of those to be more of a priority than they currently are, so that I can actually get the carpenter to do things. That's also going to be kind of important. Now, I do think it's worth mentioning why it's so important to have a carpenter. Basically, it's this right here. We can get another farmer. So I'm going to queue up, honestly, a bunch of these. We'll just say 5 farmers' hoes so that we can get more farmers in the not too distant future. We'll make those more of a priority as well. But we can also get northern longbows, which will do a bit more damage and have pretty good range. We can get crossbows. We can get the recurve bows. We have options when it comes to our archers, and so we can make them stronger, which is obviously something I would kind of like to do at some point. That's not to mention the fact that we have all of this furniture that we can play around with at some point, which I'm very excited to do. But for now, let me go ahead and start looking at these workshops. So the potter's kiln is going to live, I guess, right here for now. The pottery wheel can live next to it, and then the molding bench can live next to that. The splitting block can go right about here, and the carpentry workbench can go right about here, so that both of them can work in this space while we get their workshops together, and that'll be fantastic. This is actually coming along really nicely, which is, I mean, that's going to be because of the fact that we actually have a decent number of hearthlings that are building things right now. The trees are taking some time to come down, but I'm not super concerned about that. And there we go. We've got our carpet. That makes me so happy. I'm so happy actually having a carpenter now. That is absolutely fantastic news. And like I said, once the carpenter starts making a bunch of once they start making a bunch of farmers' hoes, we can get more farmers in here. And I mean, realistically, you can never have too many hoes. You can never have too many farmers, okay? You can never have too many farmers. That's kind of where we're at. And I don't remember, is spirit, so faith in other people and themselves, befriend animals, stand strong, craft exceptional things more often. I don't think anything really affects the farming stat. Now, invaders, ooh, okay. I mean, it looks like Gray has finally picked up a helmet there, which is great. He was running around bald for a while, including in the thumbnail of the last episode, which, by the way, I don't know if you noticed on that, but the little goblin running away from him it's the funniest thing to me. That wasn't intentional. I took some screenshots of the characters, and then in Photoshop, I was like, oh my god, I can position them so it looks like the goblin's running away from him and he's all angry and stuff. So good. I'm having so much fun making the thumbnails for the series. Let me get my archers over here. They're not too far away. Hopefully Gray doesn't get completely messed up by this. He has been injured quite a few times in the very short amount of time between episodes, and I think that's largely because, I mean, he does this. He's there to take damage, essentially, and then when he gets super injured, I run him away, and he runs back to the fight, and I just let the archers kind of deal with whatever he's fighting, which is pretty much what's going on there. And the things just seem to keep getting tougher, which is the worry. So I would like to get my archers some stronger bows so they can do more damage more often. I would like to, this is also why I got some medicine stuff for all of my hearthlings. I would like to get Gray some better armor. I think that'd be really important. And I think it's also important to acknowledge that realistically, the real tank in this game is not the footman. The footman is the fighter. The tank is the knight. So if we can get Gray to level 2, I think we did buy a knight's shield at one point, so we could turn him into a knight. The problem I have with that is that we would then need a blacksmith to get him anything else, which I think, so that's a mason's hammer and chisel. Who can make me a blacksmith's hammer? I would assume so a mason can do it. In level 3 mason though. I might have made a mistake not getting, well, wait, no, hold on. We need iron ore first. Ew. Okay. In mason level 2 to make that, wait, what can a level 1 mason make right now? I need to have a look here. So the level 1 mason is now mega. If we look at your workshop, you can make these and you can make stone piles. You can also make market stands. You can make windows and doors. I might just have you make a bunch of doors. Let's just have you make 20 doors and see if that levels you up anytime soon. Hopefully it will. Daily updates here. We're still doing fantastic, both in food and net worth, but I'm not interested in anything We've got some clay resources, which, I mean, that's interesting, but I don't think we need it. And we have soldiers passing by with a short spear. Okay, I'll tell you what, let me buy all of your healing items. That seems like a great idea. Let me see what else you've got. A shield display, archery targets. I can make these, right? I'm pretty sure I can make training dummies, so I don't think I need to buy any. I think if we go and have a look at the carpenter, are you able to make? Yeah, so at level 2, you can make a training dummy. We'd need some bolts of cloth and some thread, but you can do it. And at level 3, you can make an archery target. So I don't think it's all that necessary to buy those. I do wonder what's holding us back here. Thread? And then we don't have anything we can spin into thread right here. Are we maintaining this? So are you maintaining this? I actually don't know. So this is a twine bundle that can be used as fiber, which, okay, so I think what's happening is, let me order up a bunch of this. We have a lot of capacity for this. So let me order up like 50 twine bundles right now, because there's a bunch of stuff in this queue that I need to be made. So this menu is really struggling right now. Let me close out of that and go back in. This needs to be at the top. This needs to be the top priority. Oh, for God's sake. These attacks are getting more frequent. It's really, it's getting to be frustrating. Let me just start moving everything down and make sure that's at the top. So that's going to get made, and that'll let us make a whole bunch of other stuff. Hopefully it lets us make thread, which admittedly does need those bundles. So you know what? Let me craft up 50 thread as well. We have a bunch of thread already queued, to be crafted, but we'll just do it this way. We'll do it the old-fashioned way, manually. And if I can get this to the top right there, that should keep us good. So that'll keep the weaver relatively busy. We'll get these hide vests and caps at some point, I'm sure. We'll get some workers' outfits at some point, I'm sure. Where are we being attacked from? What are we being attacked by? What is that? Oh, it's a bear. Okay, well, we'll do alert mode just to get you to run back to town, and we'll get the hunting party to go out and deal with it. I don't really think alert mode is necessary, but just to get you to run away, it seems like the best bet. Oh, Gray's really not. Gray's really not having a good time there. Maybe you don't go after the bear, buddy. Maybe we just have you run away. No. You can just move. You can just, there we go. There we go. You definitely need to go and be healed. That's your job now, is to go and be healed. I might even go in and say, let's turn you off of your job so that that's what you're going to focus on. Speaking of healers, how's my herbalist doing? So you're level 2. When can I make a fine tome of healing is for a cleric. When can I make a cleric's tome? We can already make one. Okay. I want to make one because the cleric will run around after, at least in unmodded Stonehearth, the cleric will run around after everybody and look after them and heal them pretty much instantly. They're basically a wizard. So that seems like a great idea. These trees are still over here. Are you kidding me? I really need them to go. Also, Shady Fox is apparently a journeyman restocker. Okay, that's good. I need that tree to go. I need that right there, that stump. I need it to go so that I can go ahead and, what is going on there? You know what? I'm not worried about it. I need this to go so I can actually, there we go. So I can go ahead and put that building up here. So we're going to go for the basic pottery. We can spin this around, and my thinking is I could put it somewhere like this and then leave like a little alleyway. If we do another building on this side, we can go and get to those stairs. We'll give it a shot. We'll see if we can build it. The ingredients are going to be needing a level 2 carpenter, a level 2 mason. We're going to need a few things, but I'm pretty sure we'll get there, right? I'm pretty sure we'll get there. We can at least do the basics of construction on this thing and then hope for the best with the rest of it. It's going to be a great looking building though. That's my thinking. Also, this is coming together again so quickly, and I'm very happy about that. Actually, just thinking about construction, I'm pretty sure that there is something in here that looks like a town center. This is basically, I think, for it's sort of a town center, right? I could put my town banner right in the middle of this thing, and that would look kind of interesting up here, actually. But I think I've got something else that's good for the hearth itself. Yeah, basic hearth ring right here. I could do both of them, I suppose. Maybe not right next to each other, but something like, oh, measuring this out and getting it central is going to be really annoying. But something like the hearth ring up here. I might just do this. I mean, what is this going to be made of? Stone, basically? Stone and some wooden stuff? There's some planters in there as well, which might be a bit interesting. But I think, you know what? We're going to build it. I mean, what? It's, yeah, window planters, garden lanterns, ornate planters. And then I put my hearth right in the middle of this thing. And I think that's kind of neat. Although I'm looking at it and thinking it might need to be rotated. So we'll delete it. And then, oh, please tell me, there we go. One of that terrain back. We'll rotate it around because there's like a little bit of a asymmetry to the thing. So we'll put it, I want to say that's relatively central. I want to say that's relatively central. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to go for there. And I think that's fine. It's going to dig up a whole bunch of terrain, but we're going to say build it. And then I want to search for ring again. Wait, high banner. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Pause that construction. What is the high? Oh, look at you. Do I want to try and build that? This is the one for the hearth. The one for the hearth, I think I could get away with. Yeah, we could totally get away with the hearth one. Maybe the banner one goes down there. You know what? You're not being built. That's no longer happening. That's no longer in the cards, because I think this needs to go up here. Which one? This was the hearth one, right? So, oh man, this is gonna be a lot of construction, but I think, so what does it need? Clay bricks. That's gonna take a while. Diamond window frames, level 2 carpenter, level 3 mason, level 3 mason, level 3 potter. It's gonna take a while, but we'll queue it up. We're gonna go for it. We're putting the hearth in there. That looks so good. And then we've got the high banner ring could live down here. That's so good. I don't know if it's gonna be lining up though, which is really unfortunate. I think that is though. Now, where do I want this to be? I think here. And I can maybe put stairs between them or something. I like that. Does that line up? I think it does. It's hard to tell. This is let's see. This line where my mouse is in the middle. Yeah, it lines up. That's perfect. Okay. Yeah, we're doing that. We're absolutely doing that. I'm building a settlement on the hill. 100%. We're building a settlement on the hill. This is going to be a lot of stone. It's got big wall banners, which needs a weaver. Yeah, do it. Absolutely do it. It's such a huge undertaking, but I'm actually kind of excited about it. We might want another hearthling for it, but we'll hold off for now. We get some basic pottery goods. You know, we might need some pottery goods. I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely a chance, but I will pass for now. We got some bone goods as well. We got a giant bone shield, giant bone axe, 130 gold. Oof. I somehow don't think so. We have got some bones to sell though. We'll sell 10 of those and we'll sell another 8 of those to get myself a little bit more money right there. I don't want to sell any food. I don't want to sell any materials. I think we're good. Carpenter level 2 is great news. I'm actually really excited for this thing to come together. I'm not going to lie. It's going to look so good. I mean, look, here's the thing. At some point, my plan here is very simple. I want to put a bunch of cool buildings in this space. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build like a wall that sort of comes around and creates like a key wall around this entire thing. So it's going to be good. It's going to be like Minas Tirith, basically. It's not going to be anything like Minas Tirith. It's not going to look anywhere near that good, but it's going to be like Minas Tirith. Oh, Lucy just became farmer level 6, which I think gives us 100% more harvest from everything, which is great. Herbalist level 4 is power medic, can now attend to up to 4 hearthlings at once. Tracy has a new title as well. I've got no idea what that happens to be. Let's have a little bit of a look and see if we can figure out what Chrissy's title is. Experienced restocker. Okay. I thought it was going to be something a little, I thought it was going to be a little bit more grand. What do we got? What can we do here? Chrissy is going to be the town watcher, defended the town from 25 enemies. You know what? For a weaver, I like that. I do like that. Now, where is Gray at the moment? Because Gray is still set to not do any work right now. So Gray, what are you doing? You are requiring medical attention. That's what you're actively doing. That checks out. I'll be honest. That definitely checks out. Oh, I forgot I put the little pet bed in there. It looks so good. Oh, I love that. That makes me so happy. Okay. So you need medical attention. Where is so what is the herbalist doing exactly? That's suddenly my question, because isn't the herbalist supposed to be, aren't you supposed to be healing people? You're called the medic. And I feel like you're not healing anybody. And that's slightly concerning. Now I could, if I wanted to, and I might do this. Do we have anyone with a good mind stat that's not doing something already? We might need to bring in more hearthlings, because you can go ahead and be a cleric. And apparently you can also be a brewer. You have to be a herbalist to be a brewer. I love that. I love that. That's so good. I do want a cleric though. I absolutely want a cleric, because the cleric, assuming, like I said, it doesn't change with the mod, the cleric is essentially a battle mage. So that could be kind of huge for all of these invasions that we're dealing with. In fact, I almost think we should, I mean, you're doing tiny chunks of dirt right now, which is queued up for a building. I think once you're done making that, we can probably go ahead and move you up to be a cleric now, so that if and when we get invaded again, we're going to be okay. Is that a pillow hugger? They've slept for 252 hours. That's a 6-hour sleep every day for half of a year. Okay. I forgot that they do sometimes get weird titles. I'm okay with that. I forgot that it happens. And I suppose a little bit less conversation, a little bit more action is in order. So I brought in Bjorn Starvommer, and I want to see if he's any good. Level 5 body, level 5 spirit, level 2 mind. So Bjorn is not going to be amazing when it comes to crafting, but I think Bjorn, given the spirit stats higher, I'm sort of okay with making Bjorn a future herbalist. Now, I don't imagine we're going to need a high level to make the small things of dirt, right? So if I search in here, what level do you need to make this? A level 2 herbalist to make a tiny chunk of, okay. All right, well, I mean, fair enough. We'll let the herbalists continue about their business, and then Bjorn can go and be the herbalist. The current herbalist can then go and be the, what do you call it? The cleric. And so with that in mind, we are going to move Ken to be the cleric. And I want to have a little look here and see what the cleric happens to look like. So you get the tome, you raise it up, and now you look kind of fantastic, actually. That's a really good look on you. We'll go over to good old Bjorn. We'll change your job to be the herbalist now, and we'll let you sort of do your thing. I am wondering if it would be an idea to get ourselves another farmer as well. I think having all of these workers, at least 3 of them remaining, doing building is going to be really important for the foreseeable future. So we'll give it a shot with just the 3 of them. And I also want to look and see. Yeah, the cleric doesn't have anything we need to worry about in terms of crafting. I think the cleric joins group. Yeah. So combat party 1 is going to have a cleric in there, which is great. And the cleric, if I'm not mistaken, should be, if we look at all of you, you're right here. You should be running around, and I think you've already gone ahead and healed absolutely everybody. No, Gray is still requiring medical attention, which is not great. That's, Okay, well, it'd be nice if they were doing all right. Where is the, let me run you out here for a second and see if the cleric's going to take a look at you. I have my doubts, is what I've got. What if we grab the entire party and send the entire party over here? There's the cleric. So, oh, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. So the cleric is now healing him, and I'm gonna just sort of keep him around for a second, or not. Okay, well, he's more healed than he was. That's basically what I'm looking for, is for the cleric to look after everybody. I'm also pretty sure that with a blacksmith, I can make better gear for the cleric as well. So again, might not have been an amazing idea to downgrade the mason. Really probably wasn't a great idea. I think we can, well, we also needed iron ore, but I think I'm going to queue up a blacksmith's hammer so that if and when we find iron ore, we can do something with that. Oh, we're getting ready to put down a bunch of stone over here. That's going to be a bit of an undertaking. Maybe we should also, you know what I think we should do? You know what? I'll tell you exactly what I think we should do. Let me queue up a couple of jobs here, because right now I've got everybody doing everything, right? So let me just dig further into this hill, and let me dig further into this hill, and I could just keep going and going and going. And I think honestly, I'm going to. This is going to go super deep into the mountain, and about that far should be fine. That's ridiculous in terms of length, but that's going to be a whole bunch of stone. Here's the thing. I don't want everybody doing everything. And right now that's what my hearthlings are doing. So I'm going to look at my workers specifically. Now, if I sort by, can I sort by job? There's what I'm looking for. So my 3 workers are up here, and I think we will bring another one in the morning just to bring us up to 16 hearthlings. What I would like to do is say that, let's see here. So what is this? This is mining, right? So you guys aren't going to mine. And I'm going to say that neither are you. So currently no one's doing mining. In fact, let me just turn my workers off of everything for a second so that they're not doing a single thing. I don't really know what their job task would be. I think that actually just keeps them idle, so that's completely fine. I need someone dedicated to mining, and I'm going to say that Vaudier is going to be the dedicated miner, which is completely fine. I'm not too worried about gathering at the moment because we have got a couple of people down here that can do it, and it sort of falls within their jobs. I am a little bit worried about building. So I'm going to set, I think, both of you. In fact, for now, let me just set all of you to do mining. We'll just clear out that mine as quickly as we can, and then we'll sort of split them up into some other things. Maybe one of you can do some building, and the rest of you can do mining. And then hauling is something anybody can do. I would like to have some dedicated workers for that as well, but obviously that's going to take a little bit of time for us to bring in more hearthlings. And I'm also realizing that with this being so far into this mountain, we might not get much mining done per day until we start bringing storage over this way. But I'm sort of okay with that. It's all a part of the process. It'll all come together. We'll figure it out and it'll be fine. Anyway, that brings us on to another daily update where we're doing fantastic. Let's bring in Hearthling number 16 and see what exactly we got here. That's a bunch of fishing stuff. This is stuff from a quarry. Not really too interested in any of this unless they had iron, which obviously they don't. How Aethelwolf? Okay. All right. You know, buddy, I'm thinking we're going to rename you. I'm not going to lie. I think I like the wolf part of it. We'll go for Wolf Tharan. All right. That's a little bit too extra there. It's kind of like your, I don't know. That's the name of someone's original character for a Conan Exiles roleplay server is what that is. And they, of course, use a voice changer and have the deepest, graveliest voice. Aethelwolf Tharan. That's, if I didn't have a pop shield in this microphone, it would, you'd be sound terrible. Anyway, we'll turn off hauling for you. I will turn off, do I want you building? I feel like I should focus on resource collection mostly. We'll have one of them do, you've also got a really pretty good body stat and average and everything else. So you could be a future crafter or fighter. Same as Kayla, actually. Getting more fighters is probably not a terrible idea either. I might consider it, especially the slightly higher spirit. Oh, I don't know about it though. I think for now we'll keep you mining so that we're getting all of the resources we're going to need for all of this construction, because there is a lot of it and it is going to take some time. And by the looks of it, what have we got here? We got some gold, we got some copper. Okay. If we could find some iron, that'd be great. Mound of shale clay, hunk of stone. We got some more copper coming out there. Yeah, it'd be kind of great if we could find some iron, which we have right there. Okay. Well, if we can get ourselves a level 3 mason, we will be able to make that blacksmith's hammer, which would be amazing news. So hopefully that happens sooner than later. And this right here is why I wanted these guys to focus on mining, because they are just churning through all of this, which is exactly what I'm looking for. It's going to be a really nice amount of stone, which can go into construction a little bit sooner than later. What I might do when there's a floating tree, obviously because I've sliced the terrain, but a floating tree regardless. What I might do when they're done with this mining task is set them to just haul exclusively, so we can start to tidy things up a little bit. And also, what's holding this back? Ah, simple stone lantern. Are we dealing with the fact that yeah, you're gonna need to be level 3. What level is the mason right now? Level 2? Okay. I would imagine there's enough stuff queued up for the mason to level up sooner than later, right? Yeah, you're very, very nearly level 3, so you'll be totally fine. We'll get there in no time at all, which is exactly what we're looking for. And then hopefully it's gonna be a similar story with the weaver, I would imagine. Are you max level yet? No, you're not even level 4. Ugh. I said that with such disgust. You're not even level 4. Ugh. Yeah, we need the weaver to make all of this this twine and then make all of this thread so that we can go down the list and make all of the other stuff. The weaver is definitely proving to be a bit of a bottleneck right now, actually, which is a bit of a problem. I might want to look into either a better weaver or another weaver. I would rather the current one was just good, but apparently that's a bit much to ask for. What do we got here? Journeyman miner. They've mined or dug away 1,152 blocks of terrain. A minor achievement. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, now this is interesting. So it turns out we have just about enough net worth for 17 Hearthlings. I'm not going to bring in a 17th Hearthling. I don't think we need one right now, but that's actually really good to know that we're right about where we should be, I guess, is how I'm going to choose to phrase that, I suppose. Nothing I'm particularly interested in here, so we'll close out all of this. And let's have a look. Do we have Hearthlings in the way to dig out that mine? It looks like we absolutely do, which I'm very happy about. We've got a new title for Lucy, a fruit ninja. Okay. Okay. You know what? That's, yeah, we're gonna lock that in. Lucy the fruit ninja is gonna be a canon thing going forward. I actually kind of forgot that we had all of these orchards over here. So we got some baskets of pears sitting around. Looks like we got some, what is this? Basket of walnuts. And then over this way, I think these are just juniper trees for cutting down. So this is just a supply of lumber. This is why I think we need another farmer. I think this is also why we might need another trapper, because I could, well, this might actually be why we need people dedicated to hauling more so than just another trapper or another farmer. I think we just need more storage. So I think once we get this building finished, it might be an idea. I mentioned it before. I don't know which episode it was, but it might be an idea to build another one of these things with some storage in there instead of beds. In fact, if we have a look, is there? Yeah, there's a storehouse as a part of this this set. This thing looks great. I'm not gonna lie, it's really, really cool looking. What about the slightly lower one though? So this is mostly made out of wood. Do I want to just start building storehouses? I mean, I guess over here we've got all this stuff. What did the better one look like? So this is the high storehouse. I think it would look really cool down here like that, but obviously a little bit, better placed. We could, admittedly, put it over here. This, I mean, again, it's not going to go central on this terrain, but I'm sort of okay with the idea of doing something like that. I might do that. I think I might do that. I think that's kind of the angle. That's maybe the play, is we put a big old storehouse right there. It's not going to get built anytime soon. It really isn't, but I think we're gonna do that. I've also got no idea what's going to be in there. Oh, it's completely empty. It's just got room for, oh, it's just a big old warehouse. There's no reason we can't build that sometime soon. Yes, the mason needs to be a higher level, but that won't take that long. Oh, I'm excited about that. I might actually pause the other construction tasks and just focus on that one. And possibly the potter as well, actually, now that I think about it. That's, yeah, let me pause you. Let me pause you. As much as I love these, and as much as I love this warehouse, I think I want to prioritize the potter. So we'll do the potter, we'll do the warehouse, we'll do the other things. I think that's the play here. I think that's the sensible play. Oh, there we go. Mason level 3. Absolutely fantastic. That's what I'm looking for. So now we should have no problem making most of the things that we need, but more importantly, I can move this blacksmith's hammer towards the top of the list, and we will be able to get ourselves a blacksmith. Now that might have me tempted to get a 17th Hearthling, but first, a goblin with a fancy hat swaggers into town, likely from this camp over here.
Ah, you're the new kid in the Great Red Territory. This means me, less new kid, take your lunch. Lunch metaphor. You make for us, or else.
They want 9 oak logs, 1 skull, and 9 duck feathers. I don't know where we're going to get the duck feathers from, but we'll accept it. So we have to satisfy the goblins. We have 7 of those. We have enough skulls. I don't know where I don't know where I'm going to get the duck feathers from. Now, here's the thing. If I don't satisfy the goblins, they will come and attack us, and they will send increasingly strong and strong and strong goblins, and it will be a problem, and I'm going to have to sort of pivot away from constructing things into defending myself. I am hopeful that I won't necessarily need to do that right now. But for the life of me, I don't know where I'm going to get duck feathers from. I would assume that I can maybe, yeah, I've got no idea. I would assume it's from like, oh, there's a duck. There's a duck right there. Okay, we're going to need to harvest you. It's what we're going to need to do because I need your feathers. There's another duck right there. I see a fish under there. Can I harvest you? No. Okay, well, that's fair enough. There's a couple of ducks there that we can deal with, though, and hopefully we can get out to actually get them. It's going to be a bit of a pain if I can't. Have we got any ducks over in this water? No. Okay, well, there's 2 ducks. I need 2 duck feathers. I would imagine that some way, somehow, I will get duck feathers from those ducks. And I would imagine, now that my mason is a higher level, we can finally finish this construction and then focus on the pottery construction over here. Let's have a little look at the mine just to see how it's going. Let's have a look at the overlay. They are actually making ridiculously good progress. So that's good. That's going to give us, like I said, a huge supply of stone, which is what we're looking for. I think I'm also going to say, let's just harvest these trees because we're going to be building in this space. So I'm going to just clear all of this out and we'll just leave it nice and ready for me to build stuff on. And then maybe the same down here as well. I think I might clear out, I'm going to clear out some of these trees as well. So all of those can go, all of these can go, and all of these can go. I think these ones as well, we're going to get rid of. And then I'll take out some of these guys, not all of them, but definitely just a few of them there just to clear out the space a little bit. I think that'll be a pretty good shout. And now I have the choice. Do I want to get that 17th Hearthling just because that's sort of where we're at right now? We wouldn't have a bed for them, which might be a problem. But we could definitely use more fighters in case these goblins are. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just simply because we might have a problem with these goblins if I'm not careful. So we have Gira. Are you any good? Please tell me. Actually, you're a fantastic crafter. So that has me quite happy. You've got alcohol intolerance, which is fine. Let me set you to just do mining. And oh, you're good at everything. You would be a good fighter with a high spirit, but that's also going to be good for crafting. It'll give you rare stuff more often. So if I look at your jobs, what can I have you do? I don't want you to be a farmer. That's for sure. So you might just stick as a worker for now. Eventually, you're going to have to be a crafter. In fact, if we look again, we are going to need a blacksmith. So Gira might end up being the blacksmith. Wolf here, if we sort by these body stats, Wolf, I think we're going to say is, what is this? So let's see, you love the cold, you are a sleepyhead, and you're a jokester. Okay, Wolf is going to go and become an archer, which is the path to becoming a footman at some point, which I think is a great idea. So that'll give us a bit more defensive, offensive capability. I think that's going to be important. We'll still have people doing all the different bits of work that we need to be done here and there. And I guess we should also have a look at the Weaver. So the Weaver's making very slow progress, but that's fine. Is there any chance that I can get a spiky quiver? We would still need soft metal bits, which I'm assuming is going to come from a blacksmith. Okay, so we need that blacksmith is kind of where we're at. If we look at the mason, the blacksmith's hammer is being worked on and I think has just been crafted. So does that mean that I can now go to our newest hearthling and say that you are going to be a blacksmith? Absolutely. So you go do your thing. That's going to be a little bit less construction and all that stuff, but a dedicated blacksmith is going to be huge. It's going to let me get better gear for everybody. It's going to let me get the metal parts for everybody. And I think that is overall, oh, look at you. That looks fantastic. That looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, here's the last thing we're going to do today. Let me have a look for blacksmith. It is not a thing. Okay. If I search for northern, we don't have any mention of it. If I just search for a smith, we do have some smithies. We actually have quite a few options for smithies. Now, this is the basic one for the pack of buildings that I've been looking at, and it's pretty cool looking. It's definitely a really, really interesting looking building. The other one, the high smithy, is very cool looking. So, as inefficient as it might be, I think the high smithy is the one that might end up over on this little platform, which I'm sort of okay with. It could also go like here. That might be an interesting spot for it, like that. But I think for the time being, because we have so many construction tasks going on, let me just say that I want a blacksmith's furnace and I want the crucible. And then we can do anvils at level 2, which is fine. We're going to need the furnace for everything else. So an iron pick promotes a hearthling into a miner. What? That's news to me. Engineer's wrench is to turn them into an engineer, obviously. Steel pick is sturdier. I didn't know we could promote them into dedicated miners. That's very interesting. We've got the cook's copper spoon, which is great. We got a bunch of better equipment for everybody. What I would be most interested in is stuff like this. The hard metal bits, there's no level requirement for those, which is great. So those will hopefully get queued up eventually. We've got weapons down here. So we get bronze warhammers for my footmen. We've got offhand bronze northern hatchets. We've got whatever this is, which is a broadsword, axes. We've got short spears. We've got iron variants of all of that. We get short steel. We got silver. And we got steel claymores for a level 6 footman as well. Or no, is that a yeah, level 6 footman. Okay. And then down this way, we have things like better armor for my footman. So this is all stuff that we'll be looking for. This is for a knight, which is great news. That's for a footman as well. That's essentially going to be the goal. That right there is the long-term goal, to start making really, really great armor for my footmen and my knights. Hopefully we can get better bows for my archers, but that's all going to take just a little while is what it's going to take. It's going to take just a little while. So let me move these guys to be top priorities. Let me have a look at my weaver, who is Still doing great, I guess. And we will just get those made, get ourselves everything we need for that blacksmith to start doing their thing. All of this construction is going to take a while. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. It is going to take a while. I think there is a cheat in this game to instant build things. I don't want to do that. I'm almost certain. I think there is like a console thing in this, kind of like how in, what was it, Airport CEO, you can turn off simulated construction. I think you can bring up, if you click in a building and in the console you type IB for instant build, it will just instantly build whatever you've selected. I don't want to do that. The whole point of this game is consuming the resources, and if you do that, it doesn't consume the resources, so we're not going to be doing that, just so we're clear. Probably shouldn't have brought it up, because now it's going to be in the back of your mind the entire time that, oh, I wonder, like if there's a big time jump between episodes, it's now going to be like, oh, I bet he cheated. I bet he cheated. I didn't, and I won't. But it isn't, oh no. Oh, the goblin's back. We don't have the feathers. We don't have the feathers. No. Ooh. So here's the thing about the feathers. Now that I've accepted, now that I've opened that little window for the goblin stomping back into town, I don't think that number's ever going to update. Even if we do get up to 9 of those duck feathers. So we might be going to war with the goblins.